folks, we have an important update in the controversy surrounding Gina Carano's lawsuit against the Walt Disney Company. Well, and Lucasfilm as well. Another huge data dump has yet to drop in this legal comeuppance that dismal Disney truly deserves. It's Hollywood politics, creepy behavior, and the fight for justice for Gina. So, are you ready? Here we go! So, Gina Carano just dropped a bombshell. In fact, she dropped a few of them. But before we get started, let's make sure that you are subscribed by checking down below and turn the little subscribe button to gray. And if it's red, please click it because it's free. And if just half of the 40% of you that are not subscribed would click that button, we would already be well beyond my 20,000 subscriber goal for this month. So let's get to it. In a recent video interview with Glenn Beck, covered by John F. Trent over at That Park Place, it seems that Gina unveiled that she's armed with even more spicy evidence to support her case and all of her claims. This is indeed some very bad news for the Disney lawyer mice who have already been working up a response to the suit to make it, well, happen within the legal time limit. Having more weight behind these claims, especially if it's verifiable in these types of records, is going to make this an even harder case to refute. Without a doubt, she's aggressively doubling down and has mentioned Elon Musk's bottomless pockets and the social power of X in her corner. This is going to keep this case in the public's eye. And if you haven't noticed, Elon is attacking and memeing on Disney on the daily at this point. And if you were Disney, you don't want a constant stream of bad news and bad products. You've got, well, plenty of that already. And you really don't need a pissed off billionaire entrepreneur and his enigmatic company throwing their combined weight and reach behind Gina's fight for truth and a public call for justice. But let's rewind a little bit and not forget the human side of this legal drama and dissect what led us to this important moment. Because Gina, a very talented actress, spent years developing an acting career after she was a former elite MMA fighter. After creating the embodiment of a Star Wars character in Cara Dune, she found herself in the crosshairs of cancel culture after some factual and somehow controversial social media posts caught people's eye. Now, whether you agree with her views or not, well, that's rather immaterial here. But one thing's for sure, the response she received was way over the top, unwarranted, and based on California labor law, is illegal for Disney to have forced upon her. I mean, come on, folks, since when did expressing an opinion become a crime punishable by career annihilation, which is exactly what occurred. And here's where it gets even worse. You see, Gina reveals that she was not just fired, she was stalked and harassed to the point where she couldn't even leave her own house for about a week. Can you imagine that? Being trapped in your home? And is Disney responsible for this? It sounds like it. They seem to have empowered their own employees to attack Gina and her opinions, and then publicly cast her as villainous in a lot of ways. The intimidation tactics employed against her were downright despicable, and it's high time that someone held the perpetrators accountable. I think that's what's happening here. And let's be clear, Gina isn't just seeking justice for herself. Oh no, she's fighting a much bigger fight. Moreover, she's calling out toxic culture in Hollywood where rational dissenting voices are silenced and adherence to the religion of woke conformity is, well, king. It's about time that we shine a spotlight on that kind of hypocrisy and double standards that pretty much run rampant in the entertainment industry. And following the example of the great Chris Gore and Alan Ng at Film Threat and the talented writing team at That Park Place, we're seeing citizen media starting to turn things around by exposing this type of practice, these very rules that have been created that are, well, pretty much illegal. And of course, they've all been shoved down the throat of everybody that's in Hollywood. And let's not forget the pivotal role of social media in all of this. I mean, the internet is a vast cesspool of negativity where keyboard warriors hide behind screens, hurling insults and threats with impunity, powered, of course, by their witless adherence to the message that if they actually paid attention to, they would find that it is actually also calling for their removal in this equation. But as Gina wisely points out, in the real world, it's a different story. When you step outside and you interact with real people, you realize that love and compassion still prevail each and every day. We're all human beings, after all, and it's high time that we start treating each other with respect and understanding, and not tribalized disdain. As Gina's legal battle begins to unfold, one thing's for sure: Disney needs to own up to its mistakes, whether they want to or not, because they will always come out. Instead of playing the blame game and doubling down on their misdeeds, which has been something they always do, they should do the right thing and apologize and get those policies back to within the limits of the law, especially when it comes to setting quotas and things like that. They won't, of course, because it's too ingrained in their now politically centered company. And yet, this could be a moment for them to change. They could earn back some of the more conservative, independent, and non-political former fans. And they could even win back any of the other people that they alienated along the way, because it isn't just a political thing, it's also having to do with people's religions and cultures, which Disney has just gone out of their way to offend. And while many of us are just rallying behind Gina Carano, and have been for some years now, and we support this quest for justice, we need to also hold Hollywood accountable for its alleged illegal behavior and look for ways to force change within the monolithic entertainment company so that it returns to the family-friendly, nostalgic Americana stalwart of old. And most importantly, let's ensure that future generations don't have to endure the same kind of neo-Marxism that Gina has faced for years now. And of course, we've come to the end of the video. It's participation time. So I ask you, is it even possible for Disney to change quickly enough to recover its lost audience? Will Gina's case serve as a wake-up call for Disney and other media companies captured by this destructive and divisive ideology? And are you more encouraged that Gina's case will be a success based on all of this additional evidence that she has yet to release? I'm kind of looking forward to that. What a bombshell to bring out in that interview the other day. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments section below, and hit that like button on your way out the door. And as always, be sure to take care of yourself, take care of others, and until next time, see ya.